Surprise, we're live. It's early and I'm teaching class in just a little while.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I've been wanting to do is I got a new Miomat Eric sent me. And first, if you have a Miomat, you do not need a new one. You are fine. He just did some really quick, easy updates. And so it's hot. I am sweaty. It's been a morning.
Yeah.
It's been a morning too, but you don't need a new one. But since he sent this, I was like, why don't we unbox this? He does have a fancy new, since the last time I got one, a fancy new manual, which I think other than Nutri-Milk is like the best one ever. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to look through that. So we're going to unbox it. That's the only thing I've taken out because, you know, I couldn't wait. Cheryl's going to rinse it off. We're going to make a quick cashew milk. For class, I'm going to make soy milk. But I need a little morning drink to get me going. And we have no milk. We finished the milk yesterday. And normally I would have just made it really quick. Jeremy, yay! Yeah, another one. Yes, the other one got passed to Nancy. So everyone gets, you know, a Miomat when I'm done with it. Hey Ryan, it's good to see you. So the Miomat is my favorite large milk maker. If you look down in the comments, you'll see a link to buy it if you don't have it already, and use Kathy Hester no space, and you'll get $15 off. The only reason I've had a few of these is because he sends me new ones. I've been really happy, and all of them are in use, so none of them have gone bad. I like this, has heat, and we'll talk about all the things it has if you're new. I got some cashews from Amazon. I can't remember how much these were. These were U-Pick. They're organic cashew pieces. Cashew pieces are just better because they're cheaper, and they're just, I don't know, but my heart cries a lot when I put a whole $9 or $10 a pound cashew in and make milk out of it. We don't need that. So I went ahead and got this. I also, by the same people, oh, you're funny, those outfits today. Yeah, look, Cheryl got me this, drinks well with others, because I love tiki mugs, and I figured cashew milk. Yeah. And hey, Joanne and Eleanor. Okay, so let's start the unboxing so Cheryl can wash it, because I have a class soon. So it's packed really well. It's got, you know immediately what it is though, so if you're doing it for a present, you might want to get home first. And then they even sort of have some instructions on the box. I feel like they're very user-friendly. And here we go. And see, look, isn't that nice? I really like them. Also, there is stickers.
Oh no.
And they have a Facebook group that I go into sometimes as well. It's really nice. I learned a lot. And look, when making milk or using the cleaning program, you're going to use the cylinder. So if you're new to Miomat, this works the same way as the Soy Joya. It has a little cylinder as well. Okay, this is the infamous Miomat strainer. They give you a strainer. You know I like it a little bit more strained, but they give you a cup. This is their measuring cup, and we will look at that a little bit. This is the cylinder. It's so shiny compared to the one I have. Here's the cord. Oh, and look, the packing material is not, here, I'm going to give you that, it's not styrofoam, which is helpful. Though if you live in my area, Hillsboro Farmers Market, here, do you want to pull that out? Mm-hmm. I think that's, and look, ta-da! It's unboxed. It's a bag. We love a bag.
It's a backpack.
So we can carry this around with us. Oh, and Joanne says she has a drinks well with others insulated cup for camp. That's great. She said typically it contains a smoothie or water. Hey, Jill. And Cheryl has on her Pride Gideons. This is a nice bag. So one thing you should know is we're going to lift this off and it's going to come off. Now see, that's the blade. They have a tighten and a loosen on here. But if this isn't on and it comes off, it's going to damage your blade, okay? If you are using it. We're going to take this out. Look, it's so pretty and perfect. If you've used anything for a while, and I use this so much.
It even shows the stainless on there.
Oh, it does. Look, 304 stainless. And there's a min and a max line. I know you guys can't really see that. So Cheryl is going to whisk that away and clean it. I'm going to just risk it for the biscuit on this, and we're going to use this anyhow. Jeremy says, needs some whiskers and ears. What needs whiskers and ears? What did I miss? What did I say that about this? Because, yeah, if it had a kitty on it, you know I'd like it better. But this is a nice bag. I'm finding it's... Almond Cow has a nice bag, although Almond Cow is not my favorite, and we can talk about that for a minute too. Almond Cow isn't my favorite because it doesn't have heat and it costs as much as the Miomat. I haven't looked at prices recently, but usually the Miomat and the Almond Cow are between $180 and $220, depending. Oh, the bag. Yeah. Oh, I get it now. I'm so sorry, Jeremy. I went to the farmer's market to get stuff for class at 1, and I lost my AirPods. So I'm just having a day. But yeah, we can turn it into a Mickey Mouse bag for sure. Okay, so I want to show you a little bit in the book too. But this cup, it's kind of like rice cups. You know, you get a cup with your rice maker. Oh, good, it actually opened. I hate it when these things say they're going to open and they don't. So, I'm thinking it's about a 1/4 cup. So I'm going to actually measure out roughly a 1/4 cup. And it's pretty darn close. It might be a 1/3 of a cup. Let's see what happens if I go to a 1/3 of a cup. When I'm doing my recipes, oh, actually, I think that is closer to a 1/3 of a cup. Maybe it is a 1/2 a cup. Let's put a 1/2 a cup in here. It said in the instructions this time that it was a 1/2 of regular cup, and honestly, I didn't believe it. I'm gonna make sure I'm not too much over. So I've measured a 1/2 a cup of cashews. And I think it's closer to a 1/3 of a cup. Will a 1/2 a cup work? Yes. Yes, it will. But if you're going by the directions on this, when it says 1 Miomat cup, it is not 1 entire cup. You need to see my frog purse?
Oh, yeah. Throw it out.
Ask me again. No, geez. Okay, I can't stay on live too. Actually, let's start the milk. Then we will do the frog purse. I got a toad purse. I just got my accessories for it. I'm so excited. But let's talk Miomat. So again, this just comes on and off fairly easy, but it gets on there tight. So you don't use it for like certain soups and things like that. We will go ahead and start the milk, and then I will show you some of the things, and we will live a life. So I'm going to be using the raw milk setting for this, and you can see, can we come down a little bit?
It seems like there's more buttons on the top.
Yeah, there definitely is raw milk, cereal milk, soy milk, cleaning, soup creamy, soup chunky, porridge, and smoothie. I think they're all the same buttons. They just look a little bit nicer. Sorry that you guys are getting a little dizzy up there. Select, start, and stop. Cleaning, you can use a cleaning cycle. Honestly, if you didn't have a cleaning cycle on yours, you can just do a raw milk cycle or a warm. Okay, so I'm going to put 1 Miomat cup of cashew pieces in. I have pushed it, and usually I do a 1/2 real cup of soaked soybeans. So I got another Miomat because he did some changes and he sent me one. And then I said, if you're sending me one, I will do a demo again. That is exactly how this came about. So there's a min and a max. I always pour up to the max because I think it's about 5 cups-ish. You know, it depends on what else you're putting in here and how much that measures out to. So then see how this has something and then this has something. We're going to make those match and push it in. What you'll notice, and you'll see it better from this view, is it doesn't go flush. There's a little bit in between. You see that?
Yeah.
And when that,
I would have been trying to jam that thing down on there.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's normal. And I'm going to plug it in here, maybe. Yeah. And then here, oh look, it has, I didn't even see that not working. It has hints. Make sure you have water between the lines. Make sure you use cold water. Make sure you're using 120 volts. When making milk, use the grinding cylinder. Ooh, that's new and I like that. So so right here is where the plug-in is. So when you're rinsing this, you can't get water here or in here where these parts are. And Cheryl's going to wash it for you. Okay, and I'm going to try and do this upside down and backwards and doing flips in the air. So see, because it's plugged in now, we see these red. So I can use this to select. Raw milk is what I want to select. So let me tell you this. Raw milk cooks to the raw temperature of whatever it is, 113, 115. So it will warm it up. If you don't make oat milk on raw milk, make oat milk on the smoothie setting, which has no heat at all. Okay, but there's soy milk and all that. So I'm just going to click and see how it's very obvious that that's the one I've selected. I'm going to press start. And here's one of the things you're going to be like, it's not working. Isn't that what you would think immediately? No, it's heating up. So almost all the cycles start with heat except for smoothie. Cereal milk is a setting that is used a lot in Asia. And they are making a different kind of cereal milk. It's not Oatly. So you can start to hear it. So it's not taking very long for it to start to come up to a little bit of heat. And if you guys have some questions, so what I'm doing is I am demoing my new Miomat. You don't need to get another one if you have one. They just added a couple of extra little things and changed the manual, so they sent me one complimentary. And it is my favorite milk maker. So, and you know, one of the reasons there's 2 reasons. One is it just does so well. It really holds up. I like that like the Soy Joya, you can put as much or as little as you want in there as far as things that you're milking. It does not make a tiny amount of milk.
No, it makes enough for
it makes
us to
4
last
to
for
5
several days.
Yeah. And Tanya, this does not have a basket because it's not almond cow. So you do strain with this one, unlike almond cow, but this one has heat and can make soy milk just from the beans on. You can soak or not soak. And I also have down in the comments a link to my milk maker reviews. So if you're like, why do I want this one? I thought I wanted that one. So, you know, I don't know if Miomat will be on Amazon Prime Day. They didn't tell me. But usually if and this is it grinding. And the raw setting takes about 15 minutes. And so it's pretty easy. Oh, Ryan likes your ghost hat.
It was a gift from friends of ours.
Oh, Tanya, that's not a basket, it's a cylinder, so it's clear. I'll show you when we're cleaning it too. So what it does is it helps create a vortex that blends things really well. I find that the Miomat blends things much finer than the Almond Cow. So you have to fill it between minimum and maximum, which is like 4 to 5 cups of water. So I'm talking about material to make it. So if you're like, wow, Kathy likes her almond milk too rich for me, you could use less. Or like I make a lot of okara, so I use a half a cup of soybeans, soaked or not, it will work with either way. It's always easier on the machine if things are soaked. It's not as hard. It'll be easier on the motor, make things. How many deluxe creamy pints will the Miomat help me fill? 2 to 3, I think, depending if you're making drinks or all the way up. So it makes about 4 cups of milk. It makes, well, no, it doesn't make that full. We'll measure it. Let me get we'll measure the milk. I never do, I just make it. Yeah, then you strain it yourself, and we'll talk about that. Cashew milk, whatever you're using, really doesn't need to be strained. So hand me that bottle. I'm gonna usually I would go ahead and use my regular strainer, but I'm just gonna, because it's not even gonna fill this up. If I'm making soy milk and I'm making okara, I've been using this guy. So it's a 300 micron. I'm trying to find something better, but this makes, I get a cup of okara when I process a half a cup of soybeans. And I'm not saying the Miomat is your perfect one. If you don't want to strain, the Almond Cow might be better. I find I have to run the Almond Cow for at least 2 cycles. The pulp isn't as nice as this for reuse, in my opinion, and then you can't add extra things and you can't make soy milk. I get refurbished products all the time.
I mean, I think it would be like, is it coming from Amazon or is it coming from a third party? That's the thing. If it's a third party, if it's the Miomat people, that's one thing. But sometimes people lately have been complaining about the third party stuff coming from Amazon.
But I go to Amazon warehouse, and here's the thing, just make sure it's still returnable. Yes. As long as it's returnable, then if it comes and it's weird. Yeah, the Arc Mira, and let me see, I think I have that over here. We're cleaning up, so it's like the whole world has thrown up all over all of my floors with things. This is the Arc Mira, and it makes about 2 to 3 cups of milk. And it's significantly smaller, but it's great for portable. You can also make soy milk and things like that. These were like $130. I think now they're like $79. So if you're looking to just kind of dip your toe into making your own milk, this is great. It's also not heavy, and it's great for travel.
Yeah, we've taken it several times for our trips, and it works really well because it doesn't take up a lot of space like this one would.
Yeah, because
we tend to like overfill the car when we travel. So
well, I bring at least a few appliances. You guys, come on. Hey, Vagana, it's awesome to see you. Yeah, and so it comes with a strainer. So Tanya's saying she usually strains the stuff out of the Almond Cow anyhow, and I do find that you have the little thing and you have to push, and it's a little harder. So we have some people here who are huge fans of the Almond Cow. So if it's the right one for you, it is. If it's not, that's okay too. Yeah, it makes great soy from raw beans. I would definitely check around prime time too. Oh, Joanne says that filter fits on the top of her 4-cup glass one. Let's see if it sits on here. Sorta, still not quite right.
We have a big glass one.
No, but I'll go look for one. It looked like that was going in. Your mom's calling. Your mom's going, I want a Miomat. I'm going to fix the camera because I just looked up. It's making me crazy. So why have a milk maker? There's a couple of really good reasons. How's that? Is that better?
You just put it right back where it was. Do it again. No, the other way.
No.
Right there.
But then the counter is this way.
Okay.
I'm like, it's an exciting morning in the Hester Purser household.
You're getting the, we'll fix that later.
What are we getting?
The shadow from the top of the monitor.
Oh, I'll fix it now. So why would you want a milk maker? Why do I love my milk maker? What are we even talking about here? Better?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have cartons that we're trying to recycle. We don't have cases of milk that we're storing.
No, we don't have milk that goes bad because we didn't use it in time.
And here's the thing. Let's say, because I'm going to make 2 batches of soy milk today. So I'm going to make about 8 cups. Some will be used in class. Some will be used during the week. We're going on vacation. I can freeze any leftover milk and thaw it out when I come back too. So milk is kind of awesome. Oh yeah, Vegana has soy bella and I had soy bella. If you have soy bella and you're making soy milk, it also has a little kind of filter cup where you put your ingredients in. It doesn't cook soy enough for me personally. So if you're feeling like it doesn't taste like store-bought, it tastes a little green or a little beany, I throw that in the Instant Pot, cook it on high pressure for 10 minutes after I strain it, and then I just pour it. Or you could just, yeah, well, it's strained already, so I pour it in there, and then I let it cool and put it in the fridge. I do find the Miomat soy milk cycle is perfect, even the first one, and once it goes, it will go ahead and restart. So you can even do it twice to make finer pulp. Yeah, it should work for all milks to freeze it, indeed. The Miomat is exactly what I use to make 99% of my soy milk. If I'm making it just for a drink or traveling, then I'm using the Archmira. It's not that you can't travel with this, you can, it's just this is more compact. And a lot of times what I do is I throw cashews and tea and a date, and I'll make a tea latte in the morning and strain it instead of spending $9. I've gotten really funny about spending $9 on coffee. Yeah, and Jeremy's saying it's fresh, no additives, no gums, you know exactly what went into it. You even know the quality of the water that you put in. We have well water, we have a bunch of safety things, and then we have reverse osmosis too. And everybody's taste is different, so if a lot of people like the soy bella, and if you like it, you do not need to cook it anymore. It's only if it tastes weird to you, since all our taste buds are so different. Let's see. Tanya said, I'd try the Miomat if my almond cow died. Yeah, I think it does more, and that's, I also feel like the motor seems to be stronger and do more things for about the same price point and about the same amount. The only thing that you can do in the almond cow that's really kind of cool that you can't do here, they have the plastic cup that you sit your little filter in. You can actually use that inside the machine because it doesn't heat up and make a small amount and make a creamer. That's the only difference, but I have these two, so I don't really need that. Okay, Elizabeth, tell us how it goes with your refurbished Miomat for sure. Oh, I've never tried it with a power station.
Depends how big your power station is. We have a couple of them, but we've never tried it with it yet. We haven't had to yet, so. say if we have any hurricanes this year, maybe we'll get to try that out.
I hope not, but
Try
maybe.
charging it with the solar power. So.
Ooh, that would be kind of fun. All right, so I know we're still just like watching this like blend stuff.
I thought you were going to show them your purse.
Oh, I was going to start showing it. I never used the plastic cup. I used to hold it up. Yeah, but it's really great if you just want to make 1 cup of almond milk or cashew milk to make a soup, or if you want to make a thick creamer. And Vegana says, I'm very lazy. I make daily almond milk for super lazies. Put a tablespoon almond butter into a blender. Yes, and you totally can do that. That's what Joy, J-O-I, is. Okay, so I'll show my purse and then I'll show that.
Y'all, this thing's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, and maybe it'll make me happy because
so
I'm cranky.
cute.
Look, it's a purse. It has handles too, but it's a little body bag now, but it has handles. And the other thing, I just got accessories for it. And see, this isn't telling me it's done. If I don't unplug it, it'll wait a little bit and start a second cycle. But for those of you who have almond cow, do you see how much longer the cycle ran? So of course it's going to be finer. It's got a pad on it, so it clips on. I just got these. I guess. How does it clip on? You said through here?
Yeah, it sits on the front.
I am the most ridiculous human being that ever came into existence. Look! Oh my gosh! I have a purse. I'm not a purse person, and so also then we have a little jack-o'-lantern for his arm. I'm not sure if I'm putting it on right, but oh, there, I see. Oh, I'm putting it on all kinds of wrong. But then he'll have his little thing, and that's what I'm going to wear around like a crazy person. So, whatever it takes to make you happy. All right, if you can come over here and get a little dish. Usually I take a little dish. I have the milky plant, and
This dish?
yeah, that's great. Goes. And get me my good blue spatula, the blue and white. It's my favorite milk spatula. Okay. So the milky plant I have, and I did do a demo, and honestly, I would not get it. I haven't written it up on the thing yet. It is very expensive. It makes the Archmira sized amount of milk. It makes this much milk. This is from it. And it's like $500 for, or maybe it was $300.
Three or $3.50.
It was pretty expensive. These you can get extra bottles with cute sayings on them for like $30 each. What I'm reading in the Facebook group that they have is people are having problems with it molding inside. You can't clean it super well. I feel like it's not quite ready. I did also notice that Nutter is making something kind of like Milky Plant that's larger, kind of like the Chef Wave. I have feelings about how clean that can get. Also, again, it doesn't have heat. It's very expensive. To me, I can make soups in here. I'll show, we'll go through the little book a little bit, but I can make soups. I can make soy milk. So see, usually what I do is I scrape this down, especially if I've got soy, because I want every drop of okara. You do not have to be that person. Okay, let me let you see how delightful it looks. Look at that. It's all nice and frothy. And Joanne says, that's a marvelously accessorized toad. I do that with my leggings. Which of these screams crazy old lady who doesn't get out much? You absolutely. Every time you show us these nice bottles. Yeah, and it's even more expensive for Canadian. the mold, and here's the thing, you can ask Jeremy, who got mine, who I clean regularly. Now, if you only make nut milk in here, it's going to clean up so easy. You just basically rinse it. When you do soy milk, soy pulp sticks like glue to the stainless steel. I have a video where I show you step by step how I clean. I use these little OXO brushes. Actually, you just need one. I have all these brushes that came with things, but there's a little OXO brush that looks like this. I got it at Ross's. You can get it at Target. This scrubs it right off, so it takes almost no time at all.
Well, you got to do it right away, though.
Yeah, don't let it sit. If it's soy, right? I would be washing this before I even came back to this.
Yeah.
And if this was soy milk, I would pour it through here. But it's not. It's cashew milk, so there shouldn't be much on there. All right. Thanks for liking my toad. Oh, you want to see the inside of the toad? Holy toad, Batman! Oh my gosh, I need to do this more just to see that. I have not made sunflower seed milk, but you can, and there's a recipe to do it. Oh, the inside of the toad here is just open. It's the Wild Wild West. It is lined. It is lined in there, but it's just, you don't get to the end of the feet or anything. No. So it's like a latex or rubber toad. He squishes. But yeah, I'm very excited. So now I've gone from not being a purse person to being a purse person. So just to kind of show you, usually I don't strain at all. Hold that for the cashew milk. And there is a little thing here, so I'm always hesitant to pour out of here, but I'm going to try it and see if that got improved a little bit. Yeah, it actually did. And there may be some extra, so we might fill up 2 bottles. Ooh. And I have another bottle over here. And these bottles like this, I just get at Amazon. And like, I'll let you see. Right now, there's like basically nothing in there. There might be some in the bottom. But so, like I said, cashew milk is great. There's nothing in the bottom here. Cheryl, keep that for a second. Because you know I'm going to spatula this bad boy out. There's no way I'm wasting.
So ridiculous.
It is not ridiculous, look. And if you're making soy milk, this is where a lot of your okara is going to come into play. Because there is no way, you can't even buy okara, it's like gold. Homemade soy milk or not. And so, that's just foam. There's none. In the almond cow, I find that there is some, there's not any here. And Cheryl, well actually I'll go wash it. Will you answer questions and talk about things, and I'll wash this part first.
Okay.
And I may interrupt every once in a while.
You want me to show you washing it?
Yeah, okay. I thought I had done that.
Oh yeah, okay, you did.
Okay.
All right.
I still think it's funny you don't know what's in the big picture.
I get so distracted by the giant comments.
Okay, so here, even though this has some stuff over it, so it's hard to get water in here, this is what you want to avoid. Sometimes there's stuff here, so I might rinse off the front a little bit, but other than that, I don't really do anything there. So I'm just going to kind of take it, rinse it around. See how easy this comes out? And now I'm just going to, the few little places that have, you know, because cashews have fat in it. I'll rinse that, and then I'll show you how to do the other. And then I just let it dry in the sink. And I try to not leave it in the other side of the sink so wet things don't get in it. Sorry, I'm coming back to get the rest. Okay, so See how that is? It's the cylinder. And so we'll sit that in there, and stuff gets caught around in here. And I take my little, did I leave my good one over there? Yeah. One I use to clean some of the counters. So I just come around and go all the way around like this. I didn't even rinse it off first. I find that going around in a circle gets it a lot cleaner. I am likely to miss things. You can look up in here, just a little bit around in here. And then the other place is around where that was and here. See how there's stuff there? So you have to go back and forth and then go around on here. There's almost never anything on the blades. Okay, so I'm setting that over here. And even with soy and this brush, this goes just this fast. And it won't stay shiny. With the soy, it is going to dull. And that's okay. Alrighty, you can switch it back to you.
So, Video 1000 Nights was asking about boiled peanuts and asking if we get tempted by those as well. I am not a boiled peanut person. I have never been a boiled peanut person. I'm like, I guess if you had to say, I like Virginia peanuts. I like the dry roasted peanuts. So.
Yeah.
I've never really liked boiled ones at all. Because to me, the texture is too, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for, slimy maybe?
Yeah, you're funny about stuff like that too. Like that. Oh, Tanya says she's never made or tasted soy milk. Well, definitely taste soy milk before you make it. Some people don't like it. Mm-hmm. So I love it. To me, it is the one that's closest to the mouthfeel of whole milk. Mm-hmm. So if you hated whole milk, you probably will hate soy milk. Yeah, that's what Joanne is saying too. It's creamy, it froths. Now, if you use a half a cup of soaked almonds in the Miomat on the raw milk setting, it will froth. It is higher fat too. Soy takes way longer to strain because there's stuff in there. But like you saw, there was nothing in there. That's why it wasn't taking a while. I don't have a link for the bottles. I think I just looked up on Amazon glass milk bottles, and these came up and they were cheap. I'll see. The lining of the tote bag should be lily print. Yes. Oh, and Jeremy said, I had a piece of hazelnut get stuck in the blade after it finished. It happens sometimes. And let me see what they say. So this is, you know how I show you recipe books and they're in different languages? This one is not. So this is pretty significant. Also, they give you places to put your own recipes in here. I will, actually, let's go through this really quick. And then I'll have to go. I have to get ready for class. You found it? Okay, awesome. And see, I always thought cow's milk tasted bad, and when I had milk, so it's like a 120-page book. It's great. And so there's the quick start guide right here, which tells you everything I just told you, and more, telling you how to wash it and everything. And this is so this was a quick start guide for milks in specific. Now they have one for soups, porridges, and smoothies because you don't use the cylinder. So it's kind of great. So you can kind of do things from there. It gives you the list of parts, talks about the grinding cylinder, when you use it, when you don't. But like they're porridges, so you can make, it talks about all the programs, how long they last, which is kind of cool. The soy milk program takes about 30 minutes, which is why I decided not to make soy milk now. Troubleshooting. I find that they're just so good, and there are kitties around. But I feel like they're just really nice about things. Options of cleaning. They talk about different sweeteners. I know sweeteners are the devil, so we will not talk about those now. Soaking times and warranty, and then more than 50 recipes. So this is all, I know there's hazelnut milk. I'm going to see what they say about hazelnut. Here's a hazelnut chocolate milk, Jeremy. And you can go to their website. They have recipes, and they have recipes in their Facebook group. They used hazelnuts and almonds. Let's see if they've got a plain hazelnut one. I've used it. I do find that sometimes I will get a bean or two that doesn't blend, or a nut. And so there's not an index. I'm asking for a lot.
Do they soak the hazelnuts? I think that was the question.
No, that's what I was saying. But they also use almonds. But they're also saying the almonds they aren't noting that they're soaked. So I'm going to see if there's another. That's cereal milk. So like cereal milk is like quinoa, millet. They have a coconut chai and amaranth milk, oat sesame rice milk, millet almond milk, soy milks. Let me go back to soaking, because they were soak or not soak ingredients in your Miomat. Soaking seeds, nuts, cereals, or legumes allows us to move. It's talking about making them easier to digest. And soaking so long soaking time for at least 8 hours, almonds, soybeans, hazelnuts, Brazil nuts, pumpkin seeds. I've done it both ways. I think it is, they're saying the only things that require no soaking at all, flax seeds, hemp seeds, pine nuts. I would also say cashews. These didn't need any. They're soft. Pecans don't really need any. But I am talking from the perspective of a user. They are talking from the perspective of, we want this motor to last forever. So just like we do some things on the Ninja Creami, like that some people, well, does it say you have to do these things? Well, I've done it, and my machines have never broken. I've never had my blade go off. So soaking is the best way to do it. It's going to preserve the life of your machine. You can do cereal milk in the Arc Mira. It has, what's the setting? Oh, I forget which one it is. If you look in there, they had what to do. I would probably use warm. If you want to make Oatly oat milk, you're going to just use room temperature, though. It heats up to a certain point. But yeah, so that's it. And this is the new Miomat. This is the booklet, which I think is excellent.
They got a puppy.
Yeah, they do have a puppy here. You can see Eric and Molly and their puppy. Vicky and Molly is the puppy. I'm reading upside down. I'm sorry, guys. Aren't they cute? That is a cute puppy.
Such a cute puppy.
And he's really great. So he originally reached out to me. He's the reason I started testing milk makers. I had been looking around, and he contacted me, and I think Nutter had sent me one. And I like the Arc Mira far better than the Nutter, and it's much less expensive. It's a better motor. So what you're looking for, depending on what you're making, is the motor. If you're making oat milk, you don't have to have a milk maker to do that. Do it in your blender, add a cup of ice with 3 cups of water and like a half a cup of oats, and then move oats up and down till it's the way you like it.
I think the Nutter only lasted us like a little under a year before the motor kind of
It wasn't, yeah, it's not very strong. The Arc Mira has gone through a lot more problems and come out unscathed. So that's kind of, cereal milk just means made with grain milk. Let's see. Jeremy said, soaked my soybeans last night for 1 hour, came out fine. Yeah, I've actually made soy milk with not soaking my beans at all. What it will do, so your milk will be fine, but it is harder on the motor, so you're probably taking some time off of it, off of its longevity, wouldn't you? I never remember to soak. Yeah, and it's okay. Sometimes with small Asian based soy milk makers, they encourage you not to soak because sometimes that makes it foam up more. But I've done both in the Arc Mirror just fine. Any disadvantages of the Miomat? You have to pay money for it. It's not something you already have. It's not a tiny appliance. Yeah. It's not giant, but it's not tiny. Those would be my two things, is that just so you can see it again. The Miomat is quite tiny. The Almond Cow's about the same size. So this is very similar. I find that's why I keep comparing it so much. Depending on where you live, I think in Canada, sometimes some of the appliances that we have in the U.S. are much more expensive. The Soy Bella seems to be the cheapest universal soy milk maker, and I had it for a while. I do like this better. It's easier for me to clean it up, even when I'm doing soy. So yeah. So that would be the only thing, and that it's $200-ish. But you can use Kathy Hester and get $15 off, so that's a little something. I find that it's made with stainless steel. Nothing is touching anything that's not. That's pretty much in general, even with this, the inside is stainless steel. The top is plastic, but it shouldn't ever be touching anything. Oh, Cheryl's bringing over the milky.
So you might as well put them all side by side to get the...
I'm not a milky plant fan. I am not a Nutter fan.
Well, the problem with this one is this doesn't come off.
No, it does come off.
Does it?
Yeah. Let's don't talk about this one because it's confusing. It's different than the others.
Yeah, I was thinking about that mold section.
That's not where.
Okay.
So, and we can talk some more about that. Or if you have more questions about it, she's trying to be helpful and I appreciate it. But I think that's just confusing. So far, I haven't tried the Chef Wave, but I find that when everything's enclosed, you can't get in there. So like sometimes I have to scrub it. I think I scrub it every time. But when I pick it up, the first thing I do is look and go, oh, see, there's some places I missed right there. And so, I don't know. And it's also touching a whole bunch of plastic in all of those, too.
That one's very plasticky. Even the container that holds the milk or like the...
Yeah, almost all of it is plastic.
Grinds.
Colleen says, I was trying to figure out why you needed special milk to put on cereal, right? And everybody uses it to make oat milk, but it makes kind of like an oat hot beverage, which Americans aren't usually signed on for. So Maxine, does that help a little bit as far as disadvantages? I think, should you buy this instead of using your blender is the question I get the most. It depends on what milk you're making. Normally, I wouldn't make cashew milk in here. I could make, normally now, because I have it, I make all my milk in here because I've just put it in there. I walk away. I do 17,000 other things. I could make it in a blender. If you're looking to just make oat milk or cashew milk, there's no reason not to use your blender if you want to. If you want to make soy milk, if you want to make some of my Okara recipes, the Miomat is better than the Arc Mirror because you're only going to get 2 tablespoons of Okara, but you can put it in the freezer and save it up. I have used the Nutrimilk and I have some videos on that. So if you want to go look, I think it's fine. I think it does really good if you have a household that's going to do nut butters and different things like that as well. I think it's fine. However, it's $500, so you need to be making nut butter and making milk. It's pretty easy to clean up. It is mostly plastic as well, so if that plays into it. Ryan says, if we order things through your page during Amazon Prime, do you still get money? Yes, I do. So I do. So if you order through, like now I can put up some other links, like all my links down below are usually affiliate links that if you go under the description, and it's usually a small percentage, but it all adds up and I appreciate it very much. You can find, Vegana says the milk bottles, plastic lids or metal. You can find either one and silicone lids. So you'll have to look at that on your search. These, one's a silicone lid and one is a plastic lid. The metal lids that I have on some other ones, because I put them in the dishwasher, do corrode a lot. Mm-hmm. So that's something else to think about. All right. Oh, good. And Maxine was saying, yes, it does. Good. Just trying to think of things to consider. I think I'm going to purchase one. Well, and I'm not trying to sell you guys this. Like, it is my favorite. It truly is.
Stays on the counter.
And actually, I plug into the part that I can't reach. We have this, and I just unplug it. It leaves. It just stays in there. So it's been making me crazy because I got this and gave my older one to a friend. And I needed to do this unboxing before I could make the rest of my milks. It's been making me crazy. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Elizabeth said I have the Nutri-Milk and got it when it first came out. I find that the milk separates more than the Arc Mira. Interesting.
That's interesting.
It could depend on what you're making. Like if you make pecan milk, you are going to legit think you just wasted your money. Because it's not even 3 minutes and it's completely separated, but just shake it up. If you're worried about your milks separating and that bothers you, you can put in some ground chia seeds and let it kind of put it together a little bit and play with that.
Oh, this has been sitting here for what, 10, 15 minutes? And
yeah, cashew milk is beautiful.
Not a lot of separation at all.
And there's nothing wrong with it. You're making almond. Almond can separate a good bit. Some of it too, if you're making a smaller amount, you're going to drink it before it separates as much as a larger amount. And the Nutri-Milk is going to make a large amount. Mm-hmm. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me and making some cashew milk and talking about the Miomat. If you guys have some questions about the Miomat or other milk makers, you can leave it below. I am teaching a class in like 40 minutes, so I must go get things ready and make some soy milk. So I'll at least have one batch of soy milk ready for class. All right. Do you have any parting words?
No.
What's your favorite milk?
I tend to like oat milk the best.
Out,
yeah. But here at home, I drink the soy milk all the time.
You don't notice if it's cashew, almond, or soy?
I really don't.
Okay.
I can't. The only one I can tell the difference is when you do pecan milk.
Oh, it's delicious.
I'm not that fond of it. So, which is surprising because I really like pecans, but
it's a different thing. It's so good in coffee. All right, you guys, have a really great day, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Okay? Bye.